Hey everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my 195 Apex Legends tips and tricks. Let's get right into it. Take a break when you're angry, or maybe make a challenge like do 10 push-ups every time you die to keep you calm. Gun XP is based on how long you hold the weapon, not how much you use it. Use both types of crouch. Having a hold type crouch is good for spam crouching in gunfights, and having a toggle type crouch specifically set to V or C makes it very easy to super glide since you can hit C and spacebar at the same time. Even though height is king like I said earlier, sometimes low ground has its pluses. In the final ring, if it is very wide open on the high ground, the team will be targeted. In this case, it's better to find a very well covered low ground area. Always have a support character on your team. Now that it doesn't cost anything to grab banners, there is no reason you shouldn't have a support character on your team, especially with how overpowered Conduit still is. Bangalore smokes disable aim assist for controller players.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This should go without saying, but do your best to stay out of the open and always try to stay by cover. Stay on the outer edge of the circle if you don't want to be third-partied. In this case, it would be airbase. Only fight a team you have a chance at winning against. There's never any shame in running. When there are 3 total teams left, don't be a part of the first 2 that start fighting. Always go in for the third party for an easy win. Breaking shield does not mean that you have to full commit. Get a better position so that when you break them again, you can act on it. Just take a look at what happened in this scenario. Crosshair placement is very important in Apex Legends. Notice that I'm looking at where the enemy will be and he just shows up into my crosshair. Try your best to target Lifeline, Conduit, Newcastle, and Gibby first if you can. Try to always use a heavy hit weapon and a spray weapon. In this case, I was using the Mastiff and the Flatline. If the Jump Master lets the game auto-choose their character for them, it will automatically choose someone else to be Jump Master if someone chose their character manually. If someone is being toxic, make jokes and have fun with them. Hopefully this will turn their mood around. Do not stand still whatsoever in the game unless you are trying to hide, even when you're trying to get the perfect sniper shot from far away. Be okay with losing. Even pros win less than 50% of the time. They did not get to be that good by winning every match, but by losing almost every match. They aren't the best because they have 4,000 wins, but because they have over 20,000 losses. Evo harvesters open up when there are 35 seconds left for zone 1 to begin closing. Always use shield first. You heal a lot quicker with shield than you do health. Try your best to laugh when bad things happen. After all, it is a game meant to have fun. Keep in mind the rings damage each round. For ring 1 it's 3 damage a tick, then 4 damage a tick, then 10 damage a tick, then 15 damage a tick, then 20 damage a tick, and finally 25 damage a tick. Try to remember how long it takes for your main character's ult to end. For Wraith it is 24%, for Fuse it is 15%, for Ashe it is 9%, for Mad Maggie it's 8%, and for Mirage it's 22%. Always heal completely before looting. This will prevent a third party from getting an easy kill. Always take a second to breathe if you catch yourself shaking or worried in a gunfight. When trying a new tip or technique, make the goal of the match to use that technique in a fight, not just to win. For example, if you want to use wall jumps in a game, find a team and make sure you wall jump on them even if you die. This is how you get better. Don't push alone ever. Save the 1v3s for when you're solo queuing. Communicate with your team to 3-2-1 enemies. For those who don't know, 3-2-1ing is when all 3 of your teammates aim at the same person and count down to shoot them really quickly and make it a 2v3 off the hop. Try not to spam repeat calls. Audio is very important in Apex Legends. If you keep saying the same thing over again, you will be blocking potentially life-saving audio. For the exact same reason, you should not be complaining in voice chat when you don't get a kill or go down. This is blocking audio that your teammates need. Try not to go to monuments you already visited, because you know it's already been looted. Moving to newer monuments will make sure that you have a good supply of shield batteries and other essential items for the game. If no one steps up, you should be the IGL and you should tell your team what to do. It is much better when one person has control of the fight. Don't use more than 2 grenades in a Horizon ult unless you can be sure that all 3 will hit them. Otherwise, this is a complete waste of a grenade. Don't hoard loot from your teammates, they're just as important as you are to winning the game. This is a tip that not many people are going to like. If someone else lands at a loot box with you, it is your job to find another box, otherwise you guys will not get along calling each other loot goblins. Don't push if even one of your teammates is healing. Learn different tactics. Playing time or playing passive means that you do not engage in the gunfight while the enemy is trying to kill you. This gives your team time to get to you. Playing for picks generally means holding a spot with your team and waiting for an enemy to make a stupid decision. Once you get that kill, you can push. Baiting is also a very strong tactic. You can bait enemy teams into thinking one of your teammates is a solo, making them push right into your trap. You can also bait an enemy team to push by dropping your armor and letting them hit you while you're flesh. Then just pick your armor right back up after they push. The last tactic I'll talk about is flanking. This is simply when you go around the enemy and shoot them in the back while they're distracted on your teammates. This is very high risk, high reward. If possible, try to fully heal right before entering ring when in the zone. This will give you a better chance against a team gatekeeping the ring. Try to set your expectations low. If you go in expecting to lose all your matches and you win, you will be really happy. If you go in expecting to win many times and you only win once, you will be upset. Try to set small, manageable goals in order to see results quicker. When your inventory is full and that little menu comes up when you're looting a loot box, you can right-click things that you don't need into the loot box for quicker looting. If you are tired of playing with randoms, you could go into an LFG Discord so that you don't have to anymore. When your teammate is knocked, encourage them to spam ping so that you have an exact location of the enemy any given moment. Always prioritize position over engagement. The last thing you want to do is challenge a gunfight when you're in a bad position. Because there is no friendly fire, feel free to walk in your teammates' thermites. All the doors similar to this one on World's Edge can open outwards if you go at the angle I just did. This isn't really a useful trick, but you can place a trident on a jump pad inside a house for a sound cue and then run away while it still makes noise. It only takes 2 punches to take down a rampart or Newcastle wall. When using Revenant's Tactical, never aim upwards, only aim forwards and you get decent height and distance. Jumping off the map on Olympus with a trident will send you flying into the air, but be careful because it does do 100 damage. If you don't have a microphone, use the ping menu in order to communicate with your team. The grenade icon in the bottom right of your screen will tell you how many different types of grenades you have without even having to open your inventory. Make sure you're utilizing slides in gunfights in order to dodge as many bullets as you can. Use jump towers to get on top of buildings without having to go all the way up the jump tower. There is an area behind Lifeline's monument on Olympus where you can call in a Lifeline care package even if you are not Lifeline. You can figure out if Marvin will drop a Marvin arm by the sparks on his working arm. If he does not have these sparks, then he will not drop it. You can steal an enemy Watson's node from them. Rather than using your Wraith Portal for rotations, you could use the Wraith Portal to kidnap an enemy and send them right into your team. When Mirage is reviving a teammate with Conduit's tactical shield, you can see the ring around Mirage, so be very careful. You can use Horizon's black hole in order to mask the sound of reviving a teammate and to block any vision of enemies seeing you revive, allowing you to get an easy revive off. Trap an escaping Wraith by closing any doors near you. When healing near a zipline, punch any enemies to give yourself a little bit more time. Place traps at ziplines and other sneaky areas in order to get free knocks and damage. Don't ping enemy holograms because they tell the person that you liked it, giving away your position. You can place a Gibby Dome in order to make doors unbreakable so that you can heal without any worries. In Season 20, you can still drop your armor for an easy shield swap. Use thermites and arc stars together to put a lot of pressure on an enemy team. For all the newer players out there, choosing a character in the main menu will automatically choose that character when you're spawning in, so you can go AFK all you want. In order to survive for as long as possible while down, get into a corner and aim 45 degrees up. It takes a lot longer to kill somebody this way because all angles are covered. Rather than going for loot boxes off the drop, always go for a gun. At least this is a surefire way to get a gun and not be left unarmed for the first 30 seconds of the match. In order to get extra height, open a door outwards and climb on it. Use streamer mode in the settings menu in order to see extra info on who killed who. Use pings to see if an area is inside the zone. When the zone is flashing on your minimap and map, it means you're not in it. You can use this very accurately to see exactly where the zone will stop for very tight circles. When being on either the offense or defense, always shoot smokes towards the enemy. This is a lot more useful than throwing a smoke at your feet. The only time you should ever throw smoke at your feet is when you are reviving a teammate. Opening special loot crates will always give you attachments you and your team needs. Use the paintbrush in the top right of your weapon slot in order to repaint your skins to your pay-to-win skins. Reviving with a heat shield outside a zone allows you to revive slightly quicker than not. You can instantly grab banners and revive teammates with Crypto's drone. Throwing arc stars at tridents will temporarily disable them. I will also note that there's a 3-second get off delay for the trident. Standing on the back of loot boxes makes for very good cover. When trying to get the loot box from a flyer, shoot once, wait for it to flap its wing 3 times, and then shoot it again to save ammo. You can place Lifeline's drone on the air vent of a trident and drive around while it heals you. You can do something similar with Gibby's dome. Hipfire when Mirage or Bangalore are reviving nearby. Of course this is firing range, so I knew where they were, but take it into a real lobby. Whenever one of your teammates is killed, every support crate will contain a respawn beacon. CSGO Pro Player Nothing has a strategy to teach yourself to not panic when you're getting shot at. He suggests you go into a team deathmatch type mode and take a couple seconds before firing at someone to get used to somebody shooting at you without you panicking. In my opinion, these are the optimal inventory layouts that you should have for each type of backpack. Shoot the bottom of caustic traps in order to destroy them. Don't be afraid to use a jump tower often for rotating. You don't need to save it for a fight gone bad. Odds are if there is a team near you anyway, they will shoot you as you go up the zipline. Use thermal nades and arc stars on downed enemies to finish them quicker. You can use Ash's tactical in order to prevent somebody from taking a jump cannon. Try to use deployables for cover. For example, Lifeline's care package or a respawn beacon. You can out-heal ring 3 with medkits every 3 ticks. Fake a finisher in order to kill players quicker. This was a bad execution, but you get the point. You can see how many squads are in your area by pinging a banner with Crypto. Use Loba's Q in order to get through windows you wouldn't otherwise be able to get through. Pinging an item you just crafted will allow it to be picked up by your teammates immediately rather than having to wait the 15 seconds. Thank you all for watching. If you learned a tip from this video that you didn't know before, feel free to leave a comment. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. Have a good one.